Hi, I'm Margaret, and this is Mag Sing Along. Today I'm going to talk about vibrato. The term vibrato in singing refers to a slight fluctuation of the pitch being sung so that it sounds like it's vibrating as the singer is singing. And what really is happening is there's a slight up and down motion around the pitch. And it moves at a steady rate, kind of like waves ripple in water. That's how the sound waves are flowing, and we hear it as a vibration when we listen to it. And the thing about vibrato is it can kind of be created in different ways, and some are more healthy than others. And another interesting point is that every sound we make actually vibrates. We just can't sometimes hear it, but everything in nature vibrates. And so the sound we make also vibrates. To make it audible requires a certain amount of coordination between your voice, your vocal folds that vibrate the sound, and your air flow, how you exhale. You basically need to learn how to exhale at a steady rate that is balancing with how the vocal folds are coming together at a repetitive rate. And once that coordination develops and the muscles in your body get stronger, a clear vibrato will start to develop. It doesn't happen right away. It can take some time depending on who you are, but everyone is capable of singing with vibrato. So we can actually measure vibrato in terms of rate, how fast the fluctuations of pitch moves, and how wide the difference of pitch is around the pitch we're singing. So, for example, an extreme of a vibrato is what I like to call a wobble, like a wobble vibrato, is when the rate that the waves are cycling is slow and the amplitude or the difference in pitches being sung is very wide. So it's a really tall, slow moving wave around the pitch we're singing. Sounds like this. Oh, it's almost like I'm singing two different pitches and you can't even tell what actual pitch I'm singing. Oh, and to our ears, it just sounds too wobbly, doesn't sound quite right. And it's because the vibrato is not closer together. Now, we want something that's a little bit faster and with pitches that are a little bit closer to the pitch I'm singing. So that would sound more like this. It's a little bit cleaner, it's a little bit more like this versus this. Now, another vibrato that's on the other extreme end that is usually caused from a miscoordination between the air pressure in our lungs and how the vocal folds are coming together. I like to call it a tremolo. It's a very fast vibrato that doesn't seem to have a lot of movement in pitch. Sounds like this. It's almost like I'm singing like a chipmunk. And I'm actually not exhaling at a steady rate. I feel like my vocal folds are stopping a little bit too abruptly because of an imbalance in air pressure. So there's different ways to create vibrato, and the best way is to start straight toned and work your way up to a cleaner vibration. Now, when I say straight toned, I have to go back to the fact that it's actually not straight tone because every sound you make does vibrate, but to our ear we can't hear a vibrato. And that would be like this. You can't really hear a vibrato. So if you start straight toned. Oh. You might be able to start hearing little vibrations here and there, maybe inconsistently as you sing. And if you imagine giving it just a little bit more airflow, energy from your lungs, you might start to notice it get it even cleaner. So I'll give another example. You can hear the vibration start a little bit later. All I did was listen to my sound and I gave it a little bit more energy, not from here, but from my legs, my pelvic floor, my diaphragm, whatever works for you in terms of your breath support. It doesn't happen right away, but if you play with it, you might start to hear it. Now, different styles of music and singing require a different type of vibrato. For example, in classical singing, opera singing, the goal is to have a natural vibrato pretty much 100% of the time. And that takes a lot of coordination skills. But in CCM singing, contemporary commercial singing, or in pop, rock, musical theater, jazz, R&B, all these more modern styles of singing, you really don't need a vibrato all the time, and in some cases a vibrato isn't really wanted. So you can really play with your voice and play with vibrato. So for example, in classical singing, the vibrato is always present. In more contemporary commercial music singing, it can be straight toned, it can be turned into vibrato later. It really depends on what the song you're singing, the emotion you're expressing, and the style of the music. And that's vibrato in a nutshell. I'm Margaret, and this is Mag's Sing Along. You can join me almost every week with tips on singing.